Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV Balloon Basics. We are joined by Mark from Qualitex. Mark, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And today, Mark is going to tell us the difference between Balloon Bond and Stretchy balloon tape. So these are two products that we sell at Balloon Market, and they are awesome. I couldn't tell you what one is used for and what the other is used for. This man can. So Mark, over to you.
Well, I'll tell you my experience of the two. Both made by Click, so hopefully they'll add some comments and maybe describe a bit more. But essentially, we've used stretchy tape a hell of a lot in BMTV for connecting bubbles,
anchor points,
two large numbers together. It's a single-sided adhesive tape that is flexible.
Okay.
So it has adhesive on a tape. Okay, and Balloon Bond, I've started using this a lot more recently, and this is adhesive. It doesn't have a tape.
Okay.
So that's the major difference. Now, I personally think the adhesive on balloon stretchy tape is reacts more like a contact adhesive. So you touch it on and it's pretty much started to stick and do its thing straight away.
Yeah.
Whereas Balloon Bond will take a little bit longer to actually adhere to both surfaces.
Yeah, okay.
Out of the two, because this is backed by a tape, it isn't as stretchy as Balloon Bond.
So that's effectively just like a stretchy, sticky thing that you can mould or do with whatever you like. Okay.
Should we do a very basic thing with it and just and we'll use the stretchy tape first. So the stretchy tape, as you can see, you can split down the middle on the adhesive side and remove both halves of the adhesive.
Okay.
Okay. And just using a 5-inch balloon, I'm going to attach that to a 5-inch balloon, and already you can see that with contact that's stuck into my finger. So very, very quickly, a bit of contact and you've got a very, very secure bond.
So when would you use that?
I think when you're going to have anything under tension, anything that's likely to have a little bit of elastic pull against it, where you're maybe tying a 260Q in for another anchor point to pull from something else. Absolutely excellent and a very, we'd probably burst these balloons if we tried to pull these two things apart.
Yeah. We did an experiment once with balloon tape, another episode of BMTV, and we attached that to a foil balloon and a little bucket underneath, and we put weights in there. I don't know if you've seen it, and just kept adding weights and adding weights and adding. I don't know how many kilograms it got up to, but such strong stuff. We compared it to normal cell tape and gaffer tape, and this is amazing stuff. Okay, so Balloon Bond.
So I've started to get more excited about Balloon Bond for a slightly different reason. As balloons over time go down and heat means they expand and cold means they contract. The latex is constantly doing this. Now Balloon Bond is so flexible that as the balloon contracts, it's going to contract about at the same rate. So if these were going straight into a cold situation, you'd see that this puckers up as it shrinks down. Now the issue that can happen with that is that it shrinks so much that it could actually burst the balloon. So with Balloon Bond, you can see that in here it is just that stretchy adhesive.
So I've been calling this double-sided, but it's not double-sided tape at all. It is, as you say.
It's just the adhesive.
Yeah. Okay.
So if I drop that on, now when I'm using this, I tend to pre-prepare my connection points, leave it on there, and it will adhere really well to the balloon over a matter of minutes.
So you wouldn't consider that as much of a contact adhesive as you would the balloon tape. Okay, so you need to leave that on there.
So you'll see as we peel this off, you can see that the adhesive is left on the balloon. Now what this is really useful for is where you want an invisible join.
Okay.
And particularly I find with latex, but also with foil, when you hold this together for around a minute, you're going to get a really strong adhesion.
Yeah.
But you've got to leave it in position to actually get the contact to work.
Because when we did the wedding one, we had to hold that for about a minute, didn't we?
Yeah, for about a minute. I mean, you can see that you've got a really good connection point there, but also visually pretty seamless.
Yeah, yeah.
I've used too much. You can see where I've used it's on either side, but as a connection point now, that is still exceptionally strong, as strong as you'd need it to be to hold balloons up. But I say, two very different products. Absolutely revolutionised the way I create designs, and thank you ClickLit for that. But it'd be interesting to see if anybody else has got any comments on the difference between the two.
Absolutely. Now, one thing that people have said to us sometimes is they're quite expensive.
I would agree in terms of the full roll. However, as we've proved many times, for a connection point, you only need a very, very small amount of tape. And if you look at how much you're using per connection point, I used to use Euro hooks, and I'd need 2 back to back, and they were approximately 30 pence each. So there's 60 pence. And then I used to secure them on with tape either side. So, you know, you could say up to £1 for a connection point. Whereas with this, you know, you might only be on 30p for the full connection point.
So it seems expensive when you're buying it, but if you're using the right amounts, not going too overboard, it's actually very, very cost effective.
Exactly.
And it'd last for ages. Okay, that is great, Mark. Thank you very much for sharing your wisdom. That's it from us. Thanks for watching. Bye.